Notre Dame and at least open the door for the selection committee to consider Miami's head-to-head win against Notre Dame in the season opener. Now, I will remind everyone, though, that just on Tuesday night, Selection Committee Chair Hunter Yurachek said Miami went to Pittsburgh. They played great. They've done everything we've asked them to do, but they were not better than Notre Dame on Tuesday night. So there are still people in the room who believe Notre Dame is the better football team. Will what happened today with BYU change that opinion? Will they look at their protocol? Will that win the day in terms of that tiebreaker? That is going to be a big decision if that's where BYU lands.
We saw the graphic that includes Alabama. We'll get to them in a moment. I want to just put a vote here on Texas Tech with that victory. How does this win now affect them when it comes to the seeding? Both brought up the idea of maybe potentially one. You could see them certainly move up to 2 or 3. How, after what they saw, this committee, specifically from that Red Raiders defense and how explosive they are on offense, how does that affect seeding potentially tomorrow?
We have got to wait to see what happens in the Big Ten championship game and the SEC championship game before we answer that question. I mean, you can't answer that in a vacuum, because I would expect certainly the loser of the Big Ten championship game, Indiana or Ohio State, assuming it's a close game, to still be in the top 4, because their only loss would be to the committee's number 1 or number 2 team, right? And then what happens with Georgia and Alabama? If Georgia loses, how does Alabama climb? How high, and how high can Texas Tech then climb with that loss?
All right, let's evaluate, too, how conference championship games are viewed by this committee when it comes to wins and losses. We'll learn, of course, a lot more tomorrow during the rankings release show. But how high can Alabama move in the rankings with the win later today in Atlanta over Georgia?
To be ranked ahead of Georgia, because they would have defeated them twice, including during the regular season on their home turf. I would expect the head-to-head against Oklahoma to go out the window as we talk about the value of head-to-head, the final ranking selection. So I think that's something the committee certainly consider, but up there, how that all shakes out in terms of Ole Miss and the Aggies as well is going to be a good question. But I think Alabama could make a significant leap with a second win against the top 4 teams.
Let's play another scenario. If Alabama lost 3, how would that potentially impact a Miami, a Notre Dame on the outside in this conversation?
This is tricky because Alabama, with the 3rd loss, I go back to what we just talked about with how BYU lost. We all saw it. And by chance, Georgia were to beat Alabama the same way they beat Texas, and you're looking at a 35-10 score, that could drop them down. Texas Tech winning helped Notre Dame tremendously, but then you look at Alabama potentially flipping. Obviously, they would drop behind Notre Dame again. But where does Miami fall in that picture? Guys, it gets so difficult down there at the bottom. That's going to be definitely the committee's most difficult decision if that happens.
Hold on now, Heather. I'm going to throw some chaos here in the ACC championship game, of course. That's going to be later on tonight on ABC at 8 o'clock. And let's play a scenario. We have a graphic already built talking about the idea. If we know Virginia wins the ring, if Duke were in, that changes a lot of things. A 5-loss team is now an ACC conference champion. And then the conversation of Tulane, which won the American last night. You have James Madison, which won the Sun Belt. How does that play out with JMU now on the outside in the conversation of an ACC conference champ with Duke there?
Welcome to the college football playoff, JMU. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And the reason for that, guys, is because Duke is not in the conversation. They're not ranked right now. JMU is. They're 25. They won the Sun Belt. So you are looking in that scenario at 2 group of 5 teams. Tulane would have the number 11 seed, and they have the number 12 seed as the 4th champions. Out and
next halftime as we continue to see how things develop. Inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. No surprise, it feels like a very familiar vibe. That is Georgia versus Alabama for the SEC championship.
And by the way, who said conference championship games don't matter? If you just watched the Big 12, you saw what that meant. Imagine what the SEC is going to mean to these two teams. So in an era where the college football is all everybody's talking about, conference championship games still. Seven. We talk a lot about this scoring offense and scoring deep, but your front seven has to be able to hold up against the run. They can. The key for them, when it comes to manning up on the back end, how do they play Smith and Tate? Are you going to man coverage them? Are you going to double them? What are you going to do? Because at some point, if you're Ryan Day and Ohio State, you're going to throw the football down the field of 4. You're going to throw it to 17, and you're going to try to get big plays. How does Indiana play those two receivers? That'll be key.
Fernando Mendoza on the other side. This is one of those type of games, especially against Matt Patricia's defense. Handful of defensive guys that we're going to see their name called in the first round.
A lot of them.
April's draft.
Styles, Reese, Downs, a lot of them.
And Mendoza could go number one.
Yes.
This is one of those film type of games, right? I can't wait for that matchup.
He's got to be the best player on the field.
Yeah.
For a guy who wants to be the first quarterback taken in the spring, he's going against the best defense he will have seen all season. How does he handle that? He needs to show that he can do that against an NFL-type defense.
Kickoff right around the corner here in Atlanta, SEC Championship. Alabama taking on Georgia. We're going to break it down right after these messages.
Right now at Papa John's, create your own pizza for only $9.99. Any toppings on original, thin, or New York-style crust. All $9.99. Usually a pizza with no artificial flavors, colors, or additives costs more. But Papa John's knows you deserve better. Order now.
So when I run the AI query, I just get this generic answer. It's like the AI is not even using our data.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
But we have the data. It's on our cloud, it's in our data centers, it's in your hand.
That's the problem. It's all over the place. The AI can't use it.
But it's right there.
Any business can use AI. IBM helps you use AI to change how you do business. Let's create smarter business. IBM.
Right now at Papa John's, create your own pizza for only $9.99. Any toppings on original, thin, or New York-style crust. All $9.99. Usually a pizza with no artificial flavors, colors, or additives costs more. But Papa John's knows you deserve better. Order now.
Zepbound may help in your weight loss journey. Once weekly Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about once weekly Zepbound and check your coverage today at zepbound.com.
Everyone's cheering for Ella McKay, the new James L. Brooks comedy for the holidays. It's a feel-good movie. With Emma Mackey's performance, A Star is Born.
I think I can do it. I can make people's lives better. Would you like to hear about my favorite community health program?
God, no. It's hilarious, smart, and a breath of fresh air.
How are you, Estelle?
You're kidding. I think I'm peaking.
Ella McKay, rated PG-13, only in theaters December 12th.
Over the last 6 seasons, no team has won more games than Georgia. However, their one kryptonite, Alabama.
When the lights are brightest, we're at our best. And I've told the guys that. And we had some moments last year when the lights were bright. We came through, but we've done that time and time again.
Yeah, it's a big game, and it should be that way. It's a game that, everybody dreamed about coming up.
Electric. I think anytime you play in this venue with two teams that are passionate fan bases meet up and play in Atlanta, everybody likes going to Atlanta.
These are the games that you wake up and think all year for, right? So the fact that I get to play in it is just, incredible.
So it's gonna be a dogfight. You got two superior teams people have been watching their whole lives, and this is a matchup that everybody wants to see.
This is a ring game. So when you're playing for a ring, it means more. I think both programs have had a lot of success, and success leads you to Atlanta.
Well, Kevin, back with you. Alabama getting ready to go, and we saw the last time they played against the Dogs. Nate Frazier, the fumble, and then the pressure on Gunnar Stockton early.
Yeah, especially in the first half, man. Alabama came out, and it was almost like they overwhelmed Georgia in the first half. Georgia played better in the second half. They got to get off to a better start in this game.
Bama won 24-21, ending Georgia's 33-game home winning streak. And the numbers behind me are unbelievable because you see the dominance that Georgia has, especially playing in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. But when Alabama's around, They're 0 for 4 all in the SEC championship games. How do you change that mentally?
Well, you said it right, mentally, because number one, that they should be good in that place because it's in Georgia, near their home stadium. They have to change it mentally from a standpoint of they can't focus so much on Alabama. Kirby has struggled against Bama, I think, just because they were built in a mirror image of what Alabama was when he was there with Nick. Play Alabama the same way you play Texas. Say you're going to go out and dominate them. I think they have to let the gorilla off the back. They try too hard when they play Alabama almost, Cal. And I think if you're Gunnar Stockton and you're Kirby Smart, you got to come out and say, you know what, guys? We're the best team on the field. Let's play like it's just any other team on the other side. Forget it's Alabama. Just go out and play. And if you're Gunnar, can Gunnar be a dual threat? Can they control the game on the line of scrimmage? Bama's not going to run the football because they can't. But can Georgia be the more physical team and run the ball? That'll be key in this game.
No Jan Miller on the other side for Bama. As you mentioned, they cannot run the football. They do have Ty Simpson.
And Ty Simpson was brilliant, 24 for 38 for 276 and 2 the last time they played. A lot of that came in the first half. But he's going to have to carry the team because of what you say. The running game has been non-existent. So can he get the football to Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams? And Ryan, can you catch the ball today in this biggest game? That'll be key also. But Ty Simpson has to be the best player on the Bama offense for them to succeed today.
If you include this game, these two teams have accounted for 12 of the last 14 SEC titles.
That says dominance.
Yes, it does. Fifth meeting between these two programs here in the SEC Championship. Bama has won the previous 4. Ty Simpson feeling good so far. Over 3,000 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns this season. That guy's the key, Jeremy Bernard.
He's key because he doesn't always have to play receiver. Watch for them throwing him some screens. Sometimes they hand it to him on a jet sweep. They'll give it to him out of the backfield. He's kind of their Swiss Army knife. He does a lot of things other than play receiver for him. How will offensive coordinator Ryan Grubbs use him today?
All right, kickoff just 17 minutes away right here on ABC.
Right now at Papa John's, create your own pizza for only $9.99. Any toppings on original, thin, or New York-style crust, all $9.99. Usually a pizza with no artificial flavors, colors, or additives costs more. But Papa John's knows you deserve better. Order now.
The Chargers host the Eagles this week on Monday Night Football.
While Joe and Troy are on the call for the Human World game, we'll be calling the Monster World game.
Fun Day Football kicks off Monday at 8 Eastern from Monstropolis and Monday Night Football from LA.
This Morgan video was not approved, authorized, or endorsed by Disney. This Morgan video was not approved, authorized, or endorsed by Disney.
Hi, I'm Marta Camarena, a Kaiser Permanente Medicare specialist here in California. My mission is to make sure you get high-quality, affordable Medicare health coverage.
That's why Kaiser Permanente Medicare health plans have $0 monthly premium, $0 copays for primary care visits, labs, x-rays, and preferred generic drugs, and $0 preventive and diagnostic dental services.
And that's why with Kaiser Permanente, you also get the convenience of hospital care, medical services, and prescription drug coverage, all in one plan.
Plus, your choice of hundreds of available Kaiser Permanente doctors, including specialists. Did you know that Kaiser Permanente is rated the #1 health plan in America by Insure.com?
Let me and my team of Kaiser Permanente Medicare specialists find you the high-quality, affordable Medicare health plan you deserve.
Call 1-877-428-1484. Scan here or go to kp.org/local now.
We are Eyewitness News,
Southern California's news leader.
Welcome to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ABC.
Atlanta, the college football mecca. Outside it is gray and chilly. But inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a collision of crimson and red. It's cauldron of noise and intensity. The one and only SEC Championship on ABC. Presented by Dr. Pepper and part of Dr. Pepper Chip Week. Yes, in the 12-team bracket era, diminished playoff importance, but there's still nothing like a fight for the SEC championship between two traditional heavyweights in this conference. To get festivities kicked off, here is PA announcer Rick Smith.
Please join us now in a moment of silence. 2 days ago, former SEC Commissioner and Vanderbilt Athletics Director Roy Kramer passed away at the age of 96. A pioneering leader who helped shape modern college sports, he launched the SEC Football Championship game and was the father of the Bowl Championship Series, the foundation for today's college football playoff. A man of resolve and integrity who worked tirelessly to uplift student athletes. Today, we remember Roy Kramer. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able and join us as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, performed by the University of Georgia Redcoat Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Brett Bauckham, and the University of Alabama Million Dollar Band under the direction of Dr. Kenneth Ozello.
The greatest conference in the world is the SEC. Adversity will come at some point. Give me some.
We definitely have a lot of history. We're excited to get another shot.
It's that time now. Give me some.
If everybody is their best, nobody can stop us.
Do your job right here.
This is a rematch, so it means more.
Let's go, man. That's all we come here to do.
When the lights are brightest, we're at our best.
Enjoy yourself, nothing. Nothing getting better than that.
This is a matchup everybody wants to see. It's going to be a dogfight.
Come on!
And welcome to the original and still most intense conference championship game. This is the Coors Light kickoff from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia and Alabama about 11 minutes away from kicking off to decide the conference championship for 2025. Our pleasure to bring it to you, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. They like to say down here, it just means more. When it comes to this game, you can get amendment. It still means a lot, even though Georgia's a playoff lock and Alabama virtually is a playoff lock.
Yeah, just talking to Coach Saban this week and even this morning on College Game Day about, Coach, this new era, the CFP. Tell me about this. He's like, this still is the game. Whether you talk to Kirby, Kalen DeBoer, all these fans in this stadium, the entire region, they point to this game still, and they can't wait to see these two brands going head-to-head.
Winner might get a bye, right? That's important.
Yeah.
Teams are beat up. It was 10 weeks ago in Athens, Georgia. The Ty Simpson and the Crimson Tide got off to an amazing start. 2 14-play drives to build the lead here. They couldn't miss on third down. The defense came up big in the second half, and Alabama, after a disappointing season-opening loss at FSU, made a big statement.
Yeah, I think this is a turning point game for Ty Simpson, for Alabama, to go into Athens against Kirby Smart and to get out of there with a win. I think it was a springboard, take a little souvenir with the hedges there, and I just think this is a confident team. I think Ty Simpson changed because of the third down execution that you mentioned. He was so decisive, so confident, and I'm going to see if he can get that going again against a defense from Georgia that is determined to slow him down and get out of his rhythm that he was in that night.
Have to do it without Jam Miller, the top running back, injured in the Iron Bowl, that game-winning drive. He's a security blanket for any quarterback in pass protection. Kirk, other guys will have to step up because Georgia figures to change something from that first matchup and be a lot more aggressive. For the Dogs and Gunnar Stockton, well, they played in this game a year ago. It's fifth straight time. Stockton, after Carson Beck left with an elbow injury, came on and sparked his team against Texas in the second half. Took this shot that we'll never forget. This shot will live forever right here. Boom. Off goes the helmet. He goes to the sidelines. They win the game with Etienne's touchdown run in overtime.
Yeah, we didn't know a whole lot about him at that point, but obviously after getting a win that created some confidence with the team around him, they really rallied around him. And here he is getting ready tonight to get into the SEC championship game in his first year as a starter, something he's dreamt about his entire life. I'll tell you, we've had him a lot this year. It's amazing how much he's improved. He and Mike Bobo as the play caller. This offense has really evolved. Balanced attack. They want to run the football, but his ability to make plays with his legs will be essential tonight.
Kirk focus always here on the line of scrimmage, but Drew Bobo, their stalwart center, the veteran, out injured. It's been a struggle for Georgia's offensive line with continuity all season, but just when they were getting right, Bobo got hurt. Big challenge.
That was the one mainstay, was him right in the middle, so him being down is a big deal.
Coors Light chill performance gives you a thumbnail. Georgia has lost all 4 times they faced Alabama here in the SEC championship game. They've lost 10 of 11 head-to-head, and Alabama has won 17 in a row in the city of Atlanta. All the legends, the legacies on both sides. We cannot wait for this one. You've been watching the Coors Light Kickoff. Back in Atlanta after this short break. Kickoff closing in, the Dogs and the Tide.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
We, as in, we are all in this together. Love for the game, the grace, and the grit.
That may be the key to being great.
It, the believers, sides, and scenes that make it all even better.
There's a gator, man. He's staring there.
Here, this place, this moment.
Yes, little people.
And here, the home of the SEC, SEC Network.
You're watching Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Glory isn't a place you arrive at. It's a road you travel.
That should put the cork in the bottle.
A road built on the weight of legacy, the names of legends, and moments that define forever. Every twist and every turn reminds you this is the toughest road in college football. These two teams find each other once again. For Alabama, this road has been traveled many times before, and now they walk it again, looking to reclaim what's theirs. For Georgia, this road isn't about arrival, it's about return. They're not here to find glory, but here to remind you who it belongs to.
Georgia, it's your baby. Come on now, it's all right.
Both these teams have so much pride, and they want to be the big dog. The most resilient team in college football, the Georgia Bulldogs.
It's a long road to glory, but down here, the long road, well, it's the only road worth taking. It doesn't promise the finish line, only the chance to keep going. Welcome to the SEC Championship.
Our thanks to Woody Harrelson. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. His movie in theaters now. He's right about that. It's a long road to get here. It's a punishing road. It's about the strain and the pain and the resilience, and Georgia embodies all of that stuff. Another 11-win regular season under Kirby Smart. And Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard, the two big play weapons, can they light up this field tonight? Simpson will be looking for them. Williams looks to bounce back from a quiet Iron Bowl. Dogs slight favorites here. They won 8 days ago over Georgia Tech in a physical bloodbath on this field. It's Alabama who actually comes out first. Caitlin DeBoer always approaches these big games with so much calm. Different personality for Smart, but his big game pedigree speaks for itself. As intense as the regular season is in this conference week in, week out, it reaches a different level for this championship game.
Yeah, totally agree. It's a different kind of juice, different kind of energy. You could feel it around the building the last day or two, and especially now as we get ready for the coin flip and get ready to get this game started.
Both coaches say, Kirk, that so much has changed for their teams since that game 10 weeks ago in Athens. Players have had to emerge and step up. Younger players, much more experienced, because some of the veterans, frankly, have been casualties of that punishing schedule.
No doubt about it. I mean, it's obviously a different. Both these teams are different and matured and very familiar with each other.
Veteran referee Dan Gotro in charge of this officiating crew tonight. Let's go to him.
Congratulations on representing the Southeastern Conference in the 2025 SEC Championship game. I'm your referee, Daniel Gotro. This is your umpire, Walt Hill. Georgia, we were the designated visiting team. This side is heads. This side is tails. What is your call? The call is heads. It is tails. Which way would you like to kick? Alabama has won the toss and elected to defer their option to the second half. They will kick from the south end zone. Good luck, gentlemen.
So we'll see this Georgia offense out first against the Crimson Tide defense. It's great to have both Holly Rowe and Laura Rutledge on the sidelines tonight. Let's go to Laura with Kirby Smart.
All right, thank you, Chris. We're waiting on Kirby. He's right here. We're going to grab him. And, Coach, this game last season, you saw Gunnar Stockton thrust into action. He's still able to win the game. What's important for his success tonight, though?
Well, a run game's important for it. Him to get in rhythm. The other guys to play well around him.
And Drew Bobo, your starting center, is out for this one. How does that affect the offensive operation?
Well, those two got to work well together. Malachi and him, they've worked games together. I'm excited to see them go play.
All right, thank you, Kirby.
Thank you. Good night.
And Malachi Tolliver will get the opportunity as the starting center. They've spent a ton of time this week in preparation, going over the snaps and cranking up the crowd noise. We'll keep an eye on that tonight. Let's go to Holly Rowe with Kaitlin DeBoer.
Well, Coach, this is your first SEC championship appearance. What's it like running out here with your team right now?
Yeah, something you never take for granted. You know how much work it took to get to this spot. I'm excited to watch our guys play.
Your two running backs are out right now. How will your young running backs not only successfully run the ball, but protect your quarterback, Ty Simpson, and pass pro?
Well, they're actually a little bit different, all of them. So, they'll get their opportunities. I'm excited to go let them see them play.
Thank you so much, Coach. We're talking about Jam Miller being out. Well, Daniel Hill will get an opportunity. He's just a sophomore, and behind him, A.K. Deere, a freshman. Coach said if they don't pass protect well, they can use the tight ends at times. But both tight ends are freshmen, too, so young players will have to step up tonight for Alabama.
Thank you, Holly. Josh Cuevas remains out. Georgia football first. And right away, all eyes, Kirk, in that center position. Malachi Tolliver, it's the snap piece of it, and it's also holding up against this defensive front. Connor Talty to boot it away. Typically, his kicks are not returned, and this one will not be either. Because across the line, Big number 96, Tim Keenan, has got his eyes on the quarterback.
Yeah, he's a big, experienced nose guard, and he's going to give Malachi Tolliver all he can handle. I don't think it's just matching up against Big 96, who's over 320 pounds, but it's the communication. Tolliver in the middle. Look at the big man there ready to roll. Be interesting to see the pre to post snap movement by this defensive line and how it affects the communication.
Nate Frazier is the starting tailback. Dogs will rotate. Stable of talented backs. Quick pitch to the edge. Zachariah Branch is the dominant weapon of this team, and the speedster rips off a big gain. Keon Sapp drove him out. Here's the Burger King impact players.
Well, Nate Frazier has started established to run Zachariah Branch on those quick screens. They want to give one the ball in space, as you saw there against that blitz. Deontay Lawson, a veteran, 5 years, fifth-year senior, really one of the glue to this defense is number 0, and then Bray Hubbard on the back end. They're going to get aggressive, try to blitz, see what they can do on Gunnar Stockton on early downs, especially first and second.
At 17 of the opening play, this is a QB run. Stockton lowers the shoulder and takes a shot after a 3-yard gain.
You're going to see a mix of a lot of different looks early from Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator, play caller from Georgia. I think one of the best in the country. Does a good job, especially early in the game. 12 personnel with 1 back, 2 backs. He'll give you a lot of different looks, see how you react, and then make his plan from there.
Cass Jones, typically the 3rd down back, in on this 2nd and 7. It's Branch in motion. He's got it again on the edge. He's got some blockers, gets the outside, but the Tide do a good job of stringing out. There's a flag down. Zabian Brown made the play. This is going to be on the Dogs.
That's Dylan Bell in a hole.
Holding offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We made something up.
Intent on stretching the field with Branch early on, aren't they?
Yeah, but the way they attacked him, that was Red Morgan 16 who created that. They saw Branch go in motion. They immediately responded, expecting, look how hard he went at Dylan Bell. That all good Dylan Bell could do is hold on for dear life because how aggressive 16 came up against that quick screen.
We call him a prototype nickel, Morgan. He has really come on strong that second half of the season.
What a great player.
Now the Dogs face the 2nd and 17. Frazier hit and dropped behind the line. Flying through was Jordan Renaud. He's got to step up big. LT Overton, the starter, can't go tonight.
Well, Chris, we just talked about it. Holly talked about it. Here's Tolliver in the middle. Watch this. Movement right there, quick movement that kind of surprised him by slanting back, switching the gaps. Really good call there to test that by Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, especially on 2nd long. Switching gaps from one side to the other side of the center caught him off guard.
Womack likes the matchup between his defensive line and Georgia's reshuffled O-line, that's for sure. 3rd and 20. Bama fans making noise as Stockton looks to escape the pocket. Long way to go. He's going to be knocked down from behind after a short gain by Yanze Pierre, and the Dogs will punt.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. Of course, they had the holding call, which got Georgia behind the sticks, and then the tackle for loss got him to 3rd and long. All they had to do there is rush 3, drop 8. Big concern there. You just want to keep your eyes on Stockton. Anytime he gets the 3rd down, his legs are always a threat, but a good start there for Womack and the Crimson Tide defense.
The finalist for the Ray Guy Award, which goes to the top punter, is Brett Thorson, 4-year starter. Yazzie to boot it away. Cole Adams, back for Alabama, waves for a fair catch. And the Tide will begin their first possession from the 17-yard line. Ty Simpson, off that game-winning drive, the 4th down completion of the Iron Bowl, starts his first SEC championship game.
Rumors of what's next for Trinidad Chambliss are circling.
The internet's going crazy, bro. Are you really going to transfer?
You want to win? You go with the best. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I'd love to transfer to AT&T.
Get me going for
for a minute.
What did you think I was talking about?
The AT&T Transfer Portal. Join the winning team and get up to $800 per line by switching to America's fastest, most reliable network.